Hello, it's been a while. It's been about 4 months since I've posted, and I've seen you all, spoken to all of you. I've been very busy. My life is not glamorous. I am a normal person. After all, I work. I provide for my parents. So I haven't had time to post on YouTube, do my art stuff or anything, but I wanted to make a video because it's been a while about my spiritual journey. For those of you who don't know, I'm an artist, yes, on YouTube, a small artist, but I come from a very strange background, a shamanic background. My family, they're farmers, but they're also shamanic people. They're healers. So I grew up with that background, and I've always been fascinated with it. And my father, he is a shaman himself, and I have been, I guess, training under him to continue on the legacy eventually, The reason why I'm making this video is because I went through a very scary experience recently that many people, I guess, who are on the spiritual path or who are on a path of similar magnitude, they've gone through. And it is you're going through the dark night of the soul, or ego death. So I'm going to explain what happened to me, and then near the end I'm going to show a exercise, a little session of what you can do. So let's get started. I wanted to make this video artistic, but I think I'm just gonna be like this. I'm gonna address everything, talk, speak my mind, my experiences, just talk to you like I would with a normal person, and then y'all can let me know what you think. If you like this format, this is completely different to what I've made in the past. My channel is a reflection of the things that I enjoy, my hobbies, but also very sprinkled here and there my life. And this was something that was very impactful in my life, so I wanted to share it with all of you. So that's why I'm doing this. So I guess I'll start with recently. If you've seen my past videos, you've known that I am no longer in my relationship. I've been in a relationship in the past for 10 years. It was not going well. I separated from my ex. I moved to Vegas for 6 months roughly, and then I came back to California. I live with my folks. I provide for them. I work full time, and yeah, life's great. We're living in a new apartment. Everything's good so far. My folks, they have plans for going to Colombia. I'm planning on going with them. Everything's good. We're saving up for that trip. I recently started getting back into my spiritual practices because I got so caught up with work and my past stuff that I just wanted to get back into the spiritual. So I got tarot cards and I started practicing with tarot, oracle cards, and then most recently divination, pendulum. So I had this pendulum. Well, I got it with a set with these cards, right? And then most recently I got this plate, which you can use for divination. It's just a normal plate. I got it on Amazon. It's, honestly, people would consider this trash or junk. But it's really nice, It's just a little basic little plate. You can use it for these type of practices. People use it for divination, like calling in spirits or messages from, your spirit guides or the outside world. With the spiritual, however, you have to be very careful, very delicate, very respectful if you don't know what you're doing. This is why it's important to learn and study and be guided by someone who is in this world, right? You can't just be led blindly like sheep. That's why this is very important. This is very delicate, and why I'm telling this story. So, my dad tries to educate me as much as he can. He sprinkles, little bits of information because he wants me to seek out that information on my own and come to him when I have questions. I thought I was, because of my age, like, oh, I can figure this out on my own, speaking from a place of ego. I can figure this out, I got it. I'll ask when it's like really dire, but I got it. I'm smart. I can figure this out. So I neglected my shadow work, which is the exercise I'm going to show you at the very end. And I guess I started messing around with this plate. By messing around, I mean I'm going to tell a story. My uncle passed away recently, and my family was so riddled with grief that I decided, well, I've been using this pendulum, I've been reading tarot, maybe I can connect with him, talk with him. And I did talk with my uncle. His spirit was here. My father confirmed it. He saw him, and I saw my uncle too, because we've been so tapped into the spiritual that we can tell, right? This is where it gets tricky. We saw him, I talked with him briefly, and then his spirit left. The following weeks, I started talking to a spirit, or my spirit guide, essentially. His name is Eric. You can ask yourself who your spirit guide is through tools like this. Essentially, your spirit guide is your shadow self. It's you. You're talking to yourself. They go by spirit guides because it's your inner guide. So that's one thing that we are taught in shamanism and Gnosticism, is that the kingdom of heaven is within us, meaning we have power and we have control over our universe, over manifestation, over the laws, right? The 13 laws, 13 hermetic laws, which I can briefly explain right now. I took notes. I'm always taking notes right here. That's very important when it comes to your education of the spiritual, to always take notes, always ask questions, always question everything. Don't always think that you have all the answers, because you don't. You don't always have the answers. Sometimes you need to ask for help. Here we go. So 12 laws of the universe. There's the law of divine oneness, which is everything and everyone in the universe is divinely connected, like the threads in a tapestry. This is interconnectedness, and it underscores all laws. That's the first one. Second one, law of vibration. Every object in the universe, no matter how small or large, is in constant motion, and it vibrates at specific frequencies. You can tune into experiences that match your vibrations. So this would be like manifestation. You tap into that vibration of what you want and what you desire. Then, law of inspired action. Inspiration comes in alignment. Your actions must align with your thoughts and dreams in order to manifest the desires into the physical world. Number 4, the law of correspondence. It pertains to the axiom, as above, so below, as within, so without. So your external reality is a direct reflection of your internal reality. 5, the law of attraction. Like attracts like. Your vibration state, thoughts, feelings, beliefs attracts experiences that vibrate at the same frequency. To attract positive experiences, one must be in a positive state, and vice versa. If you are in a negative state, you're going to attract negative experiences. 6, law of cause and effect. So that's Newton's third law of physics. Every action has an equal but opposite reaction. So every action, word, thought can have far-reaching impact, like the butterfly effect. 7, law of compensation. The energy, effort, love, positivity you put into the universe will return to you, often unexpectedly. So you reap what you sow. That's where the saying comes from. Number 8, law of constant transmutation of energy. So energy is constantly transforming from one state to the other. So as you changing your energy changes your life. So if your energy is obviously in a negative state, you're going to change your life in a negative way. But if you go from negative to positive, you can transition from a negative state to a positive state. See where I'm going with this? Yes. And then finally, law of relativity. Everything is relative. The significance you give to any situation or experience is based on your perception of it. You seek to gain higher perspective. These are the laws. Well, the first 9. We got 3 more. So 10, law of polarity. Everything has an opposite, night and day, masculine and feminine, high and low. The universe is dualistic, so all problems have a solution. Law of rhythm. Life has a natural cyclical flow. Awareness of this helps you flow with life's natural rhythm. Rather than get stuck resisting, allow things to flow. You have to be like water. You have to be still. The thing with human beings, like, we want things to happen a certain way, right? But we resist so much. It's like a rubber band. We pull and pull and pull and pull, and what happens? You let it go, and then it hits you, right? And that's that resistance right there. Sometimes, instead of pulling and resisting the change, we gotta let it go. We gotta let it flow. And then finally, law of gender. Masculine, feminine energy is in everything and everyone. So you balance the divine masculine and divine feminine to allow for optimal living. So we think that if we identify a certain way, that we're that. So for instance, if we believe that we're masculine, that's what we are. And no, we have both energies. We have both masculine and energy. We have to learn to balance both. You're not more of one or the other. You're a balance. Yes, some people identify more with one than the other. That's fine. But we have both energies inside of us. Okay, so those are the laws. So what am I going with this story, with explaining all of this? So it's very important to respect these laws when you're getting into the spiritual. It's not a game. You have to respect this because you drive yourself crazy, and that's essentially what happened to me in the story that I'm about to tell you. Essentially, what happens is I dissolved my ego, or I am in that phase right now. But I went through a crazy transition while I was doing it. So let me explain. This past week, or 2 weeks or so, I've been messing around with this plate, asking it questions randomly, like what's going to happen in the future, you know, like, oh, am I going to win the lottery? Or like examples, like, I'm going to win the lottery. Am I going to be with this person? Am I going to be financially stable? Am I going to have a great career? What's going to happen in the next 3 months? You know, questions like that. You can't fully know the future. You can use discernment, your intuition, to kind of more or less guess what might happen, but it's not set in stone. We create our future. We create what we want in our life. We manifest it. We go towards it. We take action when we do things. That's why this is very important to know. So what happened with me was I was messing around with this plate, asking it questions, and then my mind went crazy. Essentially, it started making up bullshit. Like, I'll give an example. I asked for financial clarity, like, am I gonna be financially stable? Yeah, blah blah blah. Right? The board told me yes, that I had coins, and I'll show you coins. These ones, foreign coins. Look, that these coins. These are just regular coins. They don't have a lot of value. These are normal coins. Like this one is from Mexico. Colombia, because I'm Colombian, you know, I have pesos. Canada, and Japan. They have no, like, great value. They're just regular coins. Right? But they're foreign coins. They're cool. My brain told me, the plate, the spirit told me, oh yeah, take these coins because you're gonna win $1 million. Like, these coins, that's the value altogether. These coins, their value is roughly $1 million. You have to go to the pawn shop and they'll tell you and they'll give you money for it. And I, like a fool, I believed it and I went, and it turns out it had no value. And then it told me, go to this other pawn shop, go to this other pawn shop, go to the one in Palomar, go over here. And it was like a web just telling me all these stories of all these things that I wanted to happen, right? That's an example. The worst one was, I'm gonna be very vulnerable right now. So I fell in love and am in love with a coworker of mine. He's not working at my job anymore, but he was, and like I fell in love with him, right? Well, I like confessed to him. He like was flattered, but he wasn't ready, and I was just insistent, you know, like I was just kind of pouring my feelings onto him. And then at the end I was like, oh, never mind, I don't want to feel like this anymore. And then he got offended, and I didn't do things in a mature way. I was very immature with this whole thing. And we're not in speaking terms right now because he's focusing on himself. I'm focusing on me. That's fine. When the time comes, we will come together. We'll talk it out. Apologize. What we have to do. But I was like getting really heavy into the plate, into the divination. What's going to happen in the future? Am I going to be with him? How's our life going to look like? Blah, blah, blah. And it just, you know, it kept, it told me, oh yeah, you're going to go to Vegas and you're going to do this and you're going to go out with friends. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and I was believing it. I'm like, oh my god, like this is so great, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna, and I believed it to be true, and it wasn't true. It was just my mind playing tricks on me, right? This is why my father, he always says, like, you are in control, you dominate your mind does not dominate you. If you let your mind dominate you, you go insane. You go crazy. And that's what happens when you play with stuff like this. Your mind does go crazy because it wants outcomes. Like, your heart's desires are so strong that it wants things to go a certain way, and when it doesn't, it gets frustrated, and this is what causes wounds in the ego, right? Because you want certain outcomes, and then when it doesn't happen, it hurts you. It could be little things, it could be big things, right? Like, you can go through trauma and you can be feeding that, filling that memory over and over, and it's just circling your mind over and over instead of you letting it go. And I'm not saying it's easy, it's not. This is why I will explain, and this is why I'll show the exercise that is helping me, and hopefully it can help you guys in the future. With caution, of course, when you do this, because you could call in things that are not you, that pretend to be you or pretend to be other things, which is what happened. Okay, this is where the story gets really intense. So I got excited with the whole love thing, and then the plate started telling me that my ex-partner, he had passed, that someone from my work killed him, ate him, murdered him, and that he needed help to cross over to the other side. And so I started doing prayers because I grew up in a very Catholic household, and for us, prayer is very important. We have prayers for everything. So I started praying. Like, in the past 2 weeks, I've prayed so much and I've burned over 100 candles. Like, my whole setup right here I'll show you. Right here, it's clean. I cleaned it right here. Right there. It was full of candles, like full, like on the floor, everything. It was bad. It was really bad, and my parents were very worried. My dad thought that I had like a spirit like attached to me, because that happens sometimes. Sometimes spirits can attach to you, possess you, and make your mind and wreak havoc in your life and make you just go crazy. There was a spirit attached to me, but that's like a separate thing from work. A spirit attached to me, and my ego was messing with me, right? This is what happens when you don't heal your ego. It'll mess with you. Yes, you have an inner guide, but that inner guide, when it's not healed, it gets angry and it fucks with you. It messes with you really bad. It plays with you. So that's what it was doing. My ego was playing with my emotions, making me believe that my first ex-partner from high school, was dead. He was murdered, and that I had to do something to help him cross to the other side, and I had to do something to kill this person that did it to him. After a while, when I finally snapped out of it, I realized, oh, this is all because I have prejudices about this person that I work with, because he makes me uncomfortable when I'm around him, because I don't feel safe around him. That's what it really is. And it's not that he's a bad person, it's just I get that feeling when I'm around him. He's a really nice guy, he's a very hard worker, he knows what he's doing. But I just feel uncomfortable and uneasy around him, and then my brain decided to spin it into another story that he's this, that, and the other, and he's not. He's a great guy, he's a great person. My ex, on the other hand, I still had a wound from, I guess, the way that we ended things. Like, I was still in love with him when we separated, because the way that we ended was that he ended the relationship, and then he rebounded with my best friend, and so I felt very hurt from that, because it's like both my best friend and the person I thought I loved, like, they betrayed me. So I had a wound of betrayal from love, and that wound, as the years went by, like, it just kept festering and festering and festering, getting worse and getting worse, and I never fully addressed it until this incident happened, and now I finally addressed it, and now I'm better when it comes to that. I still have wounds that I have to heal, obviously, but that's just how I was able to address it. This was my ego giving me a wake-up call with this. It was telling me, hey, you're still hurt by this. You still love him, and you still haven't fully let him go. You have to let him go now. You have to stop living in remorse. You have to stop living in regret. You have to stop living in shame. You have to let him go. You have to find peace within yourself. And that's what I did. That's what happened with that. Eventually, it just got worse and worse. This past week, like, I lost a ton of weight. Like, I'm thin, right? But I'm not this thin. Like, I weighed myself. I had to go to the hospital for a skin thing. I weighed like 130, 129-ish. I'm usually, my baseline weight is like 135, 140. So I've lost a lot of weight in just this week alone from all this craziness that I did in my mind. So that happened, and in that process, I was just praying constantly. I was burning candles constantly. Like, it would wake me up and tell me, hey, Lucia, you have to pray because this is happening. Oh, the guy that you like at work, he's getting attacked. He got in a fight. You have to pray for him and help him. You have to save him. It was like that bad. It'd be the middle of the night, and it would wake me up and tell me, hey, Lucia, something happened to him. You gotta wake up. He's in trouble. Like, it was that bad. Or, your ex didn't leave. He's still here. He's following you. And then it got worse because I saw things that reminded me of him. I'm like walking around town, because I live in a beach town. I live in Oceanside. And I'm walking around and I see things that remind me of him. And so that, like, made the delusion worse and worse and worse and stronger. right? And so much to the point that I would feel things like, it's like, oh, I feel him touch me, like my senses. It was me. I was doing this because I was so spiritually like tapped into the idea, the assumption that he was dead and he was following me around. I believed it, and it started to become reality. It was plaguing my mind. My mind was plagued this whole week because I believed it. And the same thing with the guy that I liked from work. I was seeing people that looked similar to him, and my mind would freak out like, oh, he's following me, oh, he does love me, oh. Like, it was just a mess. And then I did see him at the beach, and he was just like, oh, hi, and then he walked away. And it's like, you know, like, oh, it's a sign. Like, no, he just happened to be at the beach that day that I walked by, you know. Just little things like that, like, it was plaguing my mind. And finally, it got so bad that my dad's like, okay, you look awful, you've lost a ton of weight this week, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, something's up with you, and you're locking yourself in your room, praying, lighting a ton of candles, talking to yourself, acting weird, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. And so he did. Turns out there was an entity attached to me from work, from I don't know who. It was attached to me, and it was pretending to be someone else, right? Because they're trickster spirits, they can pretend to be someone else. I was so messed up that it's like, it made me believe that I was like some divine entity, and that it was God, and that I was like God's daughter. And Sophia, in Gnosticism, there's like divine feminine energy, Sophia, that I was Sophia's daughter and I was God's daughter, and Jesus was my brother. And it, like, you see, like, it was like the spiritual religious psychosis was getting really, really out of hand and really, really, really bad. So finally I was able to figure it out. My dad talked to me and he's like, okay, I'm gonna do something to help you rid it, but you have to get rid of it yourself. Okay. What I did was I asked it, like, I affirmed who I am, that it's an invader, it's not supposed to be here, it has to leave, it has to return all of my energy that it stole from me and more, and if it doesn't like it, it can leave. It doesn't have to be here, it doesn't have to steal from me, it can leave. It got pissed off and it left. Good. But Eric, my spirit guy, was still here and he wouldn't leave. I thought it was a random spirit. He kept saying he was an archon. No. Our ego, when it's wounded, it will trick us for the sake of growth, evolution. And that's what it was doing with me. It was tricking me, making me believe so many stories and so many things, but it came from a place of hurt. And that's why you have to be careful, because your imagination, your mind, is like a computer. It's hardwired that it can connect to anything and everything. You can manifest your life, truly, to a great magnitude. This is why you have to be careful with your thoughts and your feelings. And this is why we have to heal ourselves from our ego, because if not, we're wreaking havoc in our own lives and in the lives of others. We're staying in stagnation if we don't address the inner, right? The exterior, we don't have control of it to an extent, right? But we can control how we feel and how we perceive ourselves from the inside, as well as how we perceive and judge others. We shouldn't be judging, just saying, but it happens. You know, we grew up in a society that judges others, and that takes a long time. It takes mastery and patience to learn to undo that old programming that, you know, everyone is judging everyone to an extent, but we don't have to. We don't have to be judging others if we're not judging ourselves first. We're all human. We're all just trying to live our lives out there. That's it. We're trying our best with what we have and what we can, with our perceptions, with our state of mind, with our state of our environment, you know, our surroundings, the people around us. We try our best. We're not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be a lesson. It's not a life sentence. So after I did that, it's been like 3 days, and now I feel so much better. Like, I finally realized, oh, I did this to myself. I'm hurting myself. This was a lesson for me. So now I know I'm eating again, trying to take care of myself, trying to drink fluids, and trying to help myself. Now I'm going to show you. This is not a toy. This is a tool. These are all tools that we can use to help each other, to help ourselves. This is just a regular plate. It's not an official Ouija. A Ouija is a Ouija board. That's what they call it in English. Ouija board, we call it Ouija. It's a sacred tool that we use to connect to the spiritual, the other side, with conditions. Respect it. If you don't know how to close doors, don't open them. That's all I have to say. So, the way I do this exercise is, I'm going to clip this on here. Okay, so the way I do it, let me see if I can do this closer. I don't know how to make it go closer. It's fine. But you'll see more or less the example. I'll show you how I do it. And I'm going to write it down. So, I'm thinking maybe I'll do several sessions of this on myself and then show you guys. And that way you guys can try it if you want. And goodness. Sorry. I dropped it. And then you can tell me how it, y'all can tell me how it went. I'm probably not even gonna cut any of this. Just, this is me. Let me see if I can. I'll probably do different angles. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna edit this super crazy, but I'm gonna call it Ego Talk Session number 1, because this is what we're doing, talking to the ego, to yourself. So, I asked it a question earlier, and then it answered. So, I'm going to ask what it's feeling. So the way I do it, clear my head, clear my mind. Okay. Are you there? Okay. How are you feeling right now? I feel nervous. Why do you feel nervous? I'm gonna write that down. So the question was, how do you feel? Which is me. And then the answer was, I feel nervous. Okay. I'm going to ask it again. Why do you feel nervous? I feel nervous because I don't know. I don't know I don't know. I don't know how to explain myself well. Okay. Okay, so the question was, why do you feel nervous? And then the answer was, because I don't know how to explain myself well. Okay, so this is where the healing starts. The way you do it is you're talking to yourself. You have to change the frame of mind, right? The thought process, if you will. So what you do is you have to talk. Sorry, it kind of cut off. I'm gonna, I guess, talk like this so you can see me. What I was trying to say is that you have to talk to yourself like you're talking to a child, because you are talking to yourself, but you have to be kind and gentle to you. You can't be like demanding things, right? You can talk to yourself kind of like an adult, right? Or how you feel comfortable, but for me, it works best if you're talking to yourself as if you were a child, trying to explain things in a very gentle manner. So that's what, like, I was trying to do here, right? And then that's like what I wrote down right there, right? I could show you guys in person how it looks. So as I'm talking to me, that way you can see more or less what I'm doing, because you can kind of see it from where I had the camera, but it's best if I guess I show you like this. So let me see if I can show more or less how it looks from a different angle, closer. Let's see, maybe like this. I need to get a better stand, I apologize. Maybe like this. Come on. Work with me. Whoops. Or maybe I can do it like this. I'm sorry, I'm just experimenting. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So it said, because I don't know how to explain myself well. Okay. I'm going to answer back to my ego. So that's what you said. That's not true. You do know how to explain yourself well. You just did it right now for the last 30 minutes. So it's saying YES, yes. THAT, that is right. I can explain myself well. Yes. What makes you think you can't? I don't know. You don't know? You don't want to say. What's the real reason why you don't feel like you can explain yourself? Tell me. I am I am what? S-T-U-P-I-D. You're stupid. You're not stupid. You're not stupid. That's the past. Yes, people may have called you stupid in the past. That's not a reflection of who you are now. That's the past. And those people were mean and cruel for calling you stupid when you were little, when you were a teenager, when you were an adult. You don't call someone stupid. That's wrong. You're not stupid. You're very smart. You're very intelligent. You know what you're doing. Yes. That is right. And as you're doing these sessions, you'll realize like that pressure that you're feeling in your chest, because it'll manifest as pain in your body. You don't realize it because you're talking to your inner self, you're talking to your ego, your heart, right? As you're doing this, you'll feel the emotions coming through your heart, through your stomach, lower stomach, your head. You'll feel. That's how it'll manifest. Like you'll burp too, because it's like you're finally digesting the emotions. It's finally flowing through. You're finally doing the inner work. So this is what I'm doing. Some people have notebooks and they write down and they process it. I'm just choosing to do it this way, and I'm just showing you guys how I do it. But like I said, be mindful, be cautious. If you choose to do it in this manner, always be prepared that your mind can play tricks on you. Be very careful of what you call in and call through, because entities do exist. They can come through and they can trick you. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope it's helpful and it gives you some insight. Please be careful when you do this. If you want to leave me a like, subscribe, you may do so as you please, and please let me know if you want me to make more videos like this. I can give you guys some insight on more of the spiritual side. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye!